Hey, happy Tuesday, Arianation. Welcome to Telco Tips. And this week, I just wanted to talk about something a little bit different to what I normally do. Normally, this is about, what to look out for in telco and the little tips and games and tricks that these companies will use. But it's something a little bit different today, and it's partly for businesses, but also partly for salespeople. I just wanted to float this idea by you salespeople who I know have probably been in 100 sales trainings and heard of this ABC of sales, which is always be closing. And it's very much, look, I've done it myself for 20 odd years. I've probably sat through 100 different sales courses where this ABC of sales was pushed, this always be closing. And the idea behind it is that there's always an ulterior motive to any conversation. You're always trying to put in a little hint here or there, or progress the sale a little bit every time you speak to somebody, which is fine to an extent if you've got that sort of mentality of just wanting to close the sales, which I know a lot of people do. But I prefer, and I've came across this ABV, which is always bring value. I came across that probably only about 6 months ago in reality. It's probably been around for a long time, but I only saw it for the first time about 6 months ago. And always bring value basically means, instead of having that ulterior motive of just trying to progress the sale and doing it for yourself, is how can I add value to my clients or prospective clients or people that are never going to be my clients? I mean, this channel is a perfect example of that. I've got a lot of people that have watched my videos and commented, whether it's on YouTube or just directly sending me a message. And the people that have commented and gotten value from these videos and from my other content may never become my client. Most likely, most of them probably won't, and that's perfectly fine. I'm not doing this just to try and gain a whole new client base. I'm doing this to put the information out there because I physically can't get to everybody in Australia or everybody in Perth or everybody in north of Perth to do this for them. So I'd rather give the information, and you guys can go out there and make sure that you're actually getting the best deal for your businesses rather than falling for some of these tricks. So this is where the always bring value made a lot of sense to me when I heard it. It really resonated. And as I say, it's for the salespeople as well. So the salespeople out there that have had this drilled into them, the ABC of closing, the always be closing, this is what you've got to do to close a sale and hit your sales targets and all this and that. It's a very short-term mentality, and you need to decide whether you're trying to build something for the short term or the long term. If all you're worried about is hitting your sales target for the month, which I know a lot of companies are, then that's where the ABC of sales of always be closing is really pushed, because that is in line with their agenda, right? Whereas somebody like myself, I don't have a monthly sales target. That's a whole another story, probably another video, but it's more about building a relationship and a long-term approach rather than just closing a sale and having a short-term win. So, excuse me, I'd rather be the person that's adding the value to my clients for the long term, or as I say, not even my clients, but I want to be known as the person that's added the most value in the telco space, and essentially being able to do that for people that, whether they become clients or not, or as I say, even for salespeople, if you are looking at building something for the long term as a salesperson, it may be, in my own experience at least, it's very valuable to look at always bring value as your top line rather than always be closing. Always be closing is a very old school approach, and I personally, it doesn't resonate with me at all. It never really has, but always bring value is massive, and I think that's something that it would be worth adopting. And even people watching this video that aren't in the telco space, it may be something that you could bring into your own businesses as well. How can you add more value to your clients or prospective clients, or again, people that may never be your clients, but how can you add as much value as possible in your particular space for people? So, excuse me, something to have a think about. Any questions or comments, please feel free to drop them below. Subscribe to the channel if you did get any value out of this, and hopefully you did. Always bring value, but if you did, please subscribe to the channel, and look forward to bringing you another video next week. Thanks guys, cheers.